Welcome back to Credence Chrysler Revival. I'm messing around out in the shop today. Thought I'd show my head bench that I built. It's for taking heads apart and putting them back together. That notch in it, that's what really makes it easier to use. I'll show that in a little bit with the old J head. Some of the things that I've done on it is put two cutting boards, the plastic kind, mounted them on with screws. I sunk the screws down in so that they wouldn't nick up a nice fresh milled head, especially aluminum ones. So you can see that there. Then I got a few bends, got valve seals and shims. You can buy them at Harbor Freight or somewhere like that. I like to keep an oil can around on it when I'm going and putting heads together. You can put it in the guides. And of course, a little carb cleaner doesn't hurt. When I take heads apart, I like to use a valve spring mic, and also, of course, when I put them back together. I like to know where I'm starting with. That helps that out. Also, a magnet's good for taking keepers out, or if you drop one on the floor, you can pick it up and clean it up. And those little bins like that, they're nice for throwing the valve springs in as you take them out before you clean them up, or if you are going to scrap them or whatever. Then keep a few things like some tube if you're tubing, sleeving the push rod holes or things like that, a little JB weld to help hold that in. I'll get into some videos on that kind of stuff. Then these came off of an old valve grinding machine that wasn't any good. They're handy for sticking your valves in as you take a head apart. And just drop them in there and it works out real well. Keeps them in order if you want to do that. Well, let me throw a J head up here and show you what that slot is for. Well, there, I think you can see what that slot's for. Instead of wrestling the head around on the bench to every which way to get the valve spring compressor on, that slot makes it easy to access the valves. Made it wide enough where I can do the intake and exhaust on each cylinder, even for big block heads. And then with the cutting boards there, once you get those two off and valves out, you can just slide it on down the line. It slides real easy. So that's something I like about it. Hopefully this stuff will help you guys out too, and if you have any suggestions, you can let me know. I'm always learning easier ways of doing things. Then when you get down with your valve spring compressor, I got me a long lag bolt there, about 6 inches long, put a piece of rubber tube on it, and washer, and put it in there. It's a good place to hang that valve spring compressor. Another thing I like to have around sometimes, I got a little shop vac up here on the wall and a brush. Helps clean things up. And then on those cutting boards, they get stained up and they'll get dirty, but best thing to clean them with, and this one needs it, is WD-40. It seems like it cuts the dirt off better than anything. Let it soak a little while and wipe it down with some towels. And speaking of towels, that's one thing I would like to improve. I'd like to, over here somewhere, mount me some roll of shop towels, a holder for them, so that would help out. Well, I hope this does me some good, and if you got any ideas, just let me know. And thanks again for watching.